Hey everybody, Preppreneurs One here. How's everybody doing tonight? So the topic of today's video, guys, we're going to be talking about how the tariffs with China are going to affect all of us. Okay, so obviously stick around for that. We're going to get into that very shortly here, and we're just going to give it a chance for some more people to jump in before the chat starts. But I think it's going to be an interesting topic, and I definitely want to hear you guys' feedback on it because I think it's going to be something that, depending on how long the stalemate, if you will, last with China with the negotiations. And we'll get into all that. We'll talk about all that. But so anyway, I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you've had a nice week. And it's Friday, so if you hope the weekend here is coming, and hopefully everybody will have a decent weekend. So today we had pretty decent weather. We were in the 60s today here at the homestead. Pretty nice day, actually, from what we've normally been having here recently. Much better than the 40s. So, all right, let's get into our topic. Well, before we do, I just want to say, again, family-oriented channel, guys. So please no racism or nastiness. If you do that, my moderators will boot you. So please, everybody, be decent to each other. That's all that I ask. We can have a healthy debate. We don't always have to agree, but having a good debate is always a good thing. So, and again, once I'm done talking, if you have questions, all cap locks, please, because it'll stand out more for me, okay? All right, so the tariffs, how are they going to affect you? What is going to be with continuing what's going on? So right now, let's kind of do a little recap. The United States did an increase from 10% to 25% on 200 billion of Chinese goods, increased the tariff to 25%, okay? China is retaliating, but not, and this is what I think is kind of interesting, not until June 1st is their increase in tariffs going to go into effect on 60 billion goods that the U.S. imports to China. Okay, so that doesn't go into effect until June 1st. So they're obviously increasing their tariffs from 10% to 25% as well. President Trump has countered with the threat of raising another $300 billion worth of tariffs on goods, another tariff raise on $300 billion more. So it would be a grand total of $500 billion total increase to a 25% tariff. So what does that mean for all of us? Okay, so obviously if it's costing China more in tariffs, the prices are going to increase for us. We import so much from China, and realistically, the disparity of what we ship to them and what we're bringing in is ridiculous. And so it is definitely unfair. The trade negotiations from before are not favorable for the United States. They absolutely 100% favor China. So basically, President Trump has decided that he is going to make a stand. He's going to say, listen, we're going to make this right or it's not going to happen. So again, how does that affect us? Like, all the prices of things are going to go up. If they do the extra $300 billion in tariffs, now that's going to hurt a lot of people here in the United States as well. For manufacturing jobs, as far as car parts and those type of things, because they're talking about doing tariffs on cars, and he's delaying that part of it right now. So they're playing a game. China and the United States are playing a game. Do I believe that they'll come together with a favorable trade agreement for both sides? I believe that they will. I think it will be better for us once they get that all shaken out. It could take a little while, but again, it's going to affect the cost of goods that are coming into the United States. All those prices of things are going to go up. So that's definitely not a good thing for people. The American people. American people are pretty strapped right now, as far as the cost of everything, just trying to survive from day to day. Those things are hard enough as it is right now, and then you start adding these tariffs in here, and it is very, very detrimental to the American people. It's detrimental to the Chinese people, but they need to come to a common ground. I think that they will. It's going to take a little time. They got to do the grandstanding and the posturing and we're this and you're that type of nonsense, and that's going to happen all the time. But ultimately, it's good business for both sides to come to an agreement. How long will that last? How long will it take for them to get together? I think with the tariffs that China's planning on imposing starting on June 1st, I'm hoping that we can get something in place before then. Because in the short term, the tariffs that we're doing on the $200 billion in goods right now definitely affects things. But if it runs for any length of time and then China increases their tariffs on our imported goods and then we retaliate again, it could be very, very messy, and it could run into quite a while. And like I said, the economy, as much as they say how wonderful the economy is doing and how great things are, the reality is the economy is not that great. There's a lot of people are having a hard time struggling, with, when are the eggs coming? Well, as soon as I get the chickens, I got to get the chickens first. So, but anyway, it's going to take a little bit of time, but I'm thinking in my head is what I'm thinking, because China delayed it till June 1st. I think they'll probably get a deal done before June 1st. I'm hoping that that's the case. Now, it remains to be seen if both sides want to be hard-lined. It's going to hurt everything overall, and it's going to hurt us, in goods. Everything is going to be much more expensive and those type of things. So that's not a good thing at all for the American people. I'd ask you guys, if you would, give me a quick thumbs up. We got like 250 people in the chat already. So if you guys could give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate that. So anyway, let me see if we got any questions on this right now. A couple of trucking companies gone suddenly over 500 trucks. Yeah, there's a lot going on, guys. Yeah, tensions are going to rise. Patricia just said that. And if tensions rise and it gets into a full-blown tariff war, if you will, it would definitely be very, very detrimental to us. It's detrimental to them. It's going to cost them money. It's going to hurt their bottom line. And we are the biggest buyer of their goods. I mean, we have so many things. Well, I think maybe India might actually have more just because they have more people. But we do import a tremendous amount of goods. I mean, you go around your house, pick stuff up, take a look at it. A lot of it comes from China, China has hit the U.S. on taxing for so long. Oh, yeah, they have been in the driver's seat. They have been in the driver's seat for a very, very long time. And Trump has basically said enough is enough. We're not going to deal with this way anymore. And that's why he's done what he's done. Now, again, it's a lot of game playing going on. I shop at Wally World a lot. It's going to hurt. Yeah, absolutely. You think of Walmart and all the goods that they have and how much of that stuff is from China. A lot of it is. And all those with a 25% tariff, the price on everything's going to go up. Where's that extra money going to come from? My husband just lost his trucking job. Wow, that's not good. There's still other places as far as trucking, so hopefully your husband can pick something else up someplace else. But yeah, it's difficult out there right now, guys. I mean, and there's still a shortage of truckers in this country. So there's definitely the work is there, but again, you're talking more over the road, long haul type of trucking, and not everybody can do that. It's not easy. Is an economic collapse possible? Sharon Warren just asked that. I think it's possible. If this continues for any kind of long time, an economic collapse because of just the amount of spending the government is doing in general. You look at how far in debt we are. Trillions and trillions of dollars. I think it's 24 trillion now, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount of money. And where's all that money going? It's very, very tough. And but I think in the long run, if we get a favorable thing with tariffs, it makes American companies more viable. They can compete. Right now, American companies cannot compete with China with the cheap labor. So that's why so many things are coming from China because, and then think about this. They had those toys that had the lead paint on them, and it was like, hey, Mountain Girl, thank you very much, hon. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. You look at all that stuff that's coming over from China, They had the problems with the lead paint on some of the toys. Really, I mean, how regulated is this stuff that's being brought into this country, and is it harmful to us? They don't have where in the United States everything is a lot more restricted and things are watched much more. So Trump knows what he is doing. Patience. I agree with you, Pat. It's a game. It's absolutely a game, and he's trying to get a more favorable deal for us. And I really do believe that that's what his intention is. And I think that that's a really, really good thing. Really good thing. China doesn't care about us. Vincent just said that. You're right. They don't. They don't care about us. But they carry a lot of our debt. So in treasury debt, okay? If they start selling off all that treasury debt really, really quickly, it will affect the stock market. It's going to affect things. So there's, like I said, there is a lot of games being played right now on both sides. But I think, like I said, again, I think Trump's best interest is to try to help the American people get a better trade deal and not continue to be screwed. MBG just said, I wish I could find more products, U.S. made products. You know what? Exactly. Right now, they can't compete. Like I said, they cannot compete with. Did I get rain today? No, actually, we didn't get rain today. This morning, it rained a little bit, but not bad. And but for the most part, it was a decent day. But we can't compete with China as far as producing stuff. So that's why Trump is trying to do what he's doing so that we can be more competitive. Think about, guys, and I want you to really think about this. All the manufacturing that we have shipped over to China. So all these manufacturing plants and all this type of stuff, that's all in China now. And so they're mass producing stuff with stuff that we sent over there. And in the meantime, our plant's closed. We're not a manufacturing country anymore. We used to be. We used to produce a lot of goods, okay? You know what we are now, guys? We are a service industry in this country. And so what do I mean by a service industry? You look at nursing, that is a service industry, okay? Insurance companies, again, a service industry. Waiters and waitresses, car salesmen, those type of things. It's a service industry now. Big business as far as manufacturing is gone by the way of the dinosaur in this country. Now, is there still some? Absolutely, there's still some. But it's not like it used to be, sadly. Sadly, it's not. Prison laborers have zero labor cost in China. You're right, Pat. Absolutely. Or Robert said that. I fear if we go to war with Iran, that China and Russia will team up on us. Well, there's things in place, guys, that they have trade deals. You got to remember that China and Russia get a lot of their oil from Iran. So they don't want an interruption in that. They don't want problems with that. So, again, there's going to be things going on behind closed doors, talks behind closed doors to deal with all these type of things. It would not be in our best interest to go to war with Iran. I don't think that it would. I had somebody was saying that I have no idea what I'm talking about, and stuff like that. But that's okay. Everybody's entitled to the right to their opinion. If we think about, I want you guys to think about something. If we fought wars the way that we should fight wars, and we went into places and said, okay, we're taking it over and that's it, now it's ours. Who could do what, realistically? Now, things are changing. The dynamics are changing on the world stage. China is becoming a huge superpower, and they will be the next dominant player, I think, in my opinion, in the world, especially if something happens, in this country. This country's headed for a fall. It is absolutely headed for a fall. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. I've talked about before, I believe that the United States is the modern-day Rome. I've talked about that because Rome was the policeman of the world. Endless years of wars, greed, they crumbled from within. It is exactly what is happening right now in our country. Endless years of wars. Since my children have been born, we have been at war, going on 18 years now. So we have been at war endlessly for 18 years, okay? So think about all the young men and women that have been in uniform in the last 18 years, that have seen combat, that have gone over into the combat theater. Hey, El Gibson, to fix the U.S. problems. It's going to hurt us all, but we are going to have to suck it up and make things better. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. And thank you for the donation too, by the way. Thank you very much. You're right. Absolutely. We're going to have to suck it up. It's going to be harder. It's not going to be easier. But if we want to make our country better, we got to be more of an isolationist country, as far as I'm concerned. Okay? We need to stop being all over the world. We need to get our troops home. We need to take care of our own country, work on the problems that we have here in the United States. Somebody had said, I think that the number, and correct me if I'm wrong, so far this year, it's averaging like 5,000 people a week are coming across our southern border. 5,000 a week. All those people need to be fed, clothed, taken care of. Who's doing it? Who's taking care of that? Why are we? Okay? If there is not a legitimate reason for them to be here, they need to ship them all back. There is a right way to come into this country. I have no problem. I have nothing against anybody from South America and any country. I mean, I really don't know anybody from any of the countries in South America, to be honest with you. I really don't. So, but the thing is, we have a policy to be able to bring people into this country legally. If they follow the legal way to get into this country, I don't care who they are. So when you continue to have this overflow of people and we just keep bringing them in and taking care of them and, you know, putting them up in hotels and all those type of thing, why are we not taking care of our own first? Why are we not taking care of our big thing for me, guys, is our veterans, especially our combat vets, people that have served in the service during wartime for this country. Again, think about the last 18 years, the number of young men and women that have gone off and fought for this country, and then they come home and they get out of the service and they're treated like crap. Not by, you know, the average citizen, no. A lot of people are a lot better now than they used to be. Like I said, we treated our Vietnam veterans absolutely like crap. But, you know, the VA hospitals are a joke. They're not taking care of the problems the way they should be. It should be expedited. It should be taken care of much faster. And these people that fought for our country should be given top priority, in my opinion. Okay, I did not see combat, so I would not be on that list of people that got top priority. The ones that saw combat should be, if they were in the combat theater, and I don't care if they were back on the base loading the bombs or doing, you were in the combat theater. Okay, those people should get top priority for care, especially mental health care. Okay, they've seen different things. There's a lot of bad things that have happened. We really need to address those issues. We really, really do. And we need to address also this drug epidemic that we have in our country. It is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I did want to mention, while I was thinking about it, guys, a couple of things. Again, on my website, we have, hey, Bug Out Bushcrafter, thank you for the donation. I appreciate that. Thank you. On my website, we have the Prepper Nurse One community, which is totally free. Go to my website, preppernurse1.com. Join Prepper Nurse One community. It's very discreet, okay? You go in there, you can hook up with like-minded people from whatever state you're in, whatever country you're in. Meet them there. You can talk about anything you want there. There's all kinds of message boards in there. There's ways, if you want to form a group, you can hook up with people to form a group from your state. And just to talk with like-minded people that are familiar with your area, you know, that's awesome. That's the best way to do it, okay? Also on my website, we're still doing the sale with Legacy, 25% off any bucket meal. So really, it's a good time with all the craziness in the world to add to your freeze-dried food storage. If you're looking to do that, now is a great time, especially with that kind of a discount. So you go into my website and you'll see the discount code at the top. Go into the store. Go in there, and if, you know, you can get 25% off any kind of bucket meal that they have right now. I will say this: I was just got the update today. A lot of the Legacy products are getting back into circulation now. They had a problem with the distributor for a while, but now they're on a new distributor, so that's all going much better. So when you're putting in your orders, hopefully it'll be a lot faster now. But the bucket meals are a priority for them. So any CNY groups, go in there and check it out. That's the best, you know, go check that out. That's the best way to do it. Also, guys, again, Mike from, you know, my He's my IT guy. He also has the Watchman News. He has his own channel there. Check him out there. He also, if you go into the store link, he has the link on there. If you're looking to get Kratom, you click on that link and it'll take you where you can go to a discount page and you can get a 10% savings on Kratom. So it's a pain reliever. Very, very good stuff. It's not like addictive as, say, Oxy and all those other great things that they have out there. So a lot of people are using that as a substitute, and it's really, really helpful. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there again. Again, guys, if you could throw me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it as well. So let's see what we got here. I was there before the show, Kevin just said. Okay, cool. Very cool. Walmart is showing increasing record progress from the Chinese tariffs. It wouldn't shock me. They're going to make their money. Walmart's going to make their money. They always do. They always do. Hey, Rosie, you're welcome. Rosie Rose. Yep, if you want to get that Kratom, that's the way to do it over there. Mike's secret identity. Yeah, right? Yeah, there's the Kratom link. If you guys are looking, it's on there, the Watchman News, and there it'll have that information there for you. Walton just bought a $400 million yacht. Well, he's got to sail around, so why not, right? And I'm joking when I say that. Who needs that, realistically, if you think about it? Who really needs that? It's not the Chinese people, it's the globalist elites. I'm going to tell you what, I think the average citizen in any country is just like us. When I say us, I mean Americans. I think that the average citizen just wants to live, to be happy, to fall in love, have kids, have families, enjoy their life, go to work, whatever their indulgence is that makes them happy. I think that everybody wants that. You know what I mean? They just want peace for the most part. You have the people that, you have those people that just want to have war to keep the population down, to keep us all under control, to keep us regulated. I just saw, what did I just see? Somebody had sent me something. Let me just look at something real quick, and I'll tell you exactly what it was, because I can't remember off the top of my head, so I got to look at it. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is something that I just saw, too, and I think this is interesting. Definitely like to hear your feedback on this, guys. Canada is just doing a $1.1 billion lawsuit against pharmaceutical companies in Canada, okay, for knowingly pushing Oxy when they know it was addictive and they knew what it was going to do. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And I wonder if that would ever happen here. I wish that it would, because it has destroyed so many lives. It's just absolutely sad. A lot of good people have been destroyed because of narcotic medication. You remember as a kid seeing Made in the USA a lot more? I do. I remember that. A lot more than half the stuff was made in the US when we were kids. And you know what? The quality of stuff from when I was a kid. The stuff now, guys, is crap. It is garbage. So much of it is garbage. That's why a lot of times I would rather get old school stuff, even if I have to refurbish it. I would rather do it that way, because it is so much better. The quality of the goods are so much better. The stuff they have today, it's always about fast, easy, cheap, and it doesn't last, and then you have to go buy another one. I would rather buy something that is going to last me, and I have to buy it one time. Yeah, up here they even have TV ads about helping oxy overdoses. Well, it's good. I'm glad that they do, because it's horrible, guys. I mean, the epidemic of narcotic medication in this country, and doctors were pushing it. Doctors are the worst drug dealers in this country, besides the pharmaceutical companies that are making this stuff. And they were pushing the doctors to push it. They were giving doctors bonuses to push it, and very, very addictive, horrible, horrible stuff. And honestly, it's what destroyed my marriage with my ex-wife. And for her situation has not changed. And it's such a waste. It's such a waste. But it is what it is. What are you going to do? You know what I mean? And a lot of those people that have those problems with the narcotics, they'll tell you they don't have a problem because it's prescribed medication. But it's absolutely horrible, absolutely horrible. Ease off doctors. Mine doesn't push drugs. Well, a lot of them do. Org Dad just said that. A lot of them do. Unfortunately, and I mean, I know that they've backed off on it now because of the epidemic and the problems that they've had. But a lot of those people that were on Oxy, and now they cut those people off of Oxy, what did they turn to? They turned to heroin. And so very, very horrible, horrible thing. Yeah, and Jim Danny just said many, many do. You're right. A lot of them do. A lot of them, guys, it depends on the doctors. There's good doctors just like there's bad doctors. Good nurses just like there's bad nurses. There's good cops and there's bad cops. I mean, it's all over the place. You know what I mean? So, hey, there's a little prepper lady. She made it in today. How you doing, hon? So, more natural herb stores are popping up where I live. That's good. Drew just said that. Drew B2. Or Drewman B2, I'm sorry. Yeah, there is absolutely, and that's a good thing. There's a lot of natural remedies of stuff, guys, that are out there that you can use that are awesome to have, that are awesome to use. Let's see. They've been loading my mom up with Tramadol and Xanax in the nursing home. Jason just said that. Yeah, they do that a lot. I know, but I'm going to tell you what, from my own personal experience working in nursing homes, they don't want to give out stuff like they used to, okay? And unfortunately, a lot of the people in the nursing homes, a lot of the older people that are in pain, they need a lot of those medications. And they try to go away from it as much as they possibly can. It's not like it used to be, okay? So there's a lot of other issues with that going on, okay? So I want to give you guys actually a heads up real quick too. Little Prepper Lady just hit 500 subscribers today. She's going to announce on Sunday when she's coming here, and we're going to be doing the UFO chat on Sunday. She's going to announce her giveaway on Sunday. So she's going to tell you what she's going to be doing for her giveaway at that point. So hopefully we have a good audience and you guys can get over and get into the giveaway at that point. So we will be talking about that on Sunday as well. Looking forward to doing the UFO chat on Sunday. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. Again, we're going to go well over an hour. We plan on doing at least an hour and a half. And so maybe 2 hours that night, because I think we're going to get a lot of feedback, and I think it's going to be really, really interesting. We have a lot of information we're going to be sharing with you guys. So I think it's going to be really, really cool. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So she's going to be joining me on Sunday. So she will be talking about her giveaway on Sunday that she's going to be, because she just hit 500 subscribers on her channel. And thank you all, guys, for going over there and joining her on her channel. Yeah, it should be fun. It should be a good time. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Right, UFOs doesn't necessarily mean another world. It could mean unidentified, exactly. But we're going to talk about all that type of stuff on Sunday. I think it'll be really, really fun. Are you planning to make it a call-in show? You know what? We might be able to do that. There is a possibility that we could do a call-in and take some calls. I think that would be fun. We'll talk about that. We'll see what we can do, okay? Let me run that with her, and we'll talk about all that beforehand. But I think that would be cool if we did some call-ins. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yes, she will show her scars on that night. What items do I suggest stocking up on? Most important, number one thing, guys, what? Water, okay? So have a means of purifying water. So either a Katadyn water filter system, a Berkey water filter system, Life Straws. They have the tablets that you can use to purify water. Have charcoal, sand on hand, unscented charcoal. Don't have anything that has it so that it has the chemicals in, or just regular charcoal. You are going to be able to make, and then stone as well, fine stone. Have a way to purify water. Water is the number one thing, obviously. The number two thing is food. Make sure that you have enough food on hand. If you can do it, realistically, 6 months worth of food. That's the realistic thing you want to shoot for. The first, obviously, you get at least 2 weeks to start with. It's going to give you that advantage over 95% of the people. So those would be the two things that night, okay, or the two things that you want to really work on first of all. Then, obviously, having enough warm clothes, shelter, tools. The list goes on and on and on of things that you should have. But the number one and number two, like I said, you have to have water or you're going to be dead within 3 days. You have to have food to keep yourself sharp, to keep your energy levels up, because you're going to be much, much more active after a major event. Okay. So Heather Mary just said, no, I'm sorry. That was somebody else. Sorry. Oh, L. Gibson said, I've taken up sewing again using an old. Yeah, good. Sewing is a great thing. Heather is my sewer. Heather likes to sew. She likes to crochet. So she does all those type of things. Water, food, and shelter. Wolfgang just said, yeah, you got to be able to stay warm too. So that's obviously, again, I talked about having those little stoves that you can either use in an apartment if you had to, or use in a tent if you have to bug out. So again, those are the ways to do it, guys. Okay. So definitely, you got to be able to stay warm because it gets cold. People can die of hypothermia in the summertime. So think about that. You don't want to be on the ground. So you got to make sure you're elevated off the ground, because that ground will suck the heat right out of your body. Who's going to do the dishes when Heather goes to college? We share those duties, to be honest with you. She does it sometimes. I do it sometimes. So obviously, once she's gone, it's all on me at that point. But I will tell you, I was already telling her, I says, when she goes off to college, it's going to be less expensive for me. She costs way too much money. I love her to death. No, I know it's going to be tough. It's going to be hard. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's going to be hard on me. I'm going to miss the crap out of her. I really, really am. She's a great kid, and they're both at their mom's tonight. So I dropped them off 5:45. We met today. So her and Eddie are at mom's for this weekend. So, but yeah, I'm gonna miss the crap out of her. Oh, and I gotta get a little shout out for my baby. She just found out today she is student of the month. So that's a pretty good honor and for the school. And so I was really, really happy for her. She's awesome. And I told her, I go, you deserved it. What do you seal in your Mylar bags? Mylar bags, rice, beans, pasta, all those type of things you can seal in your Mylar bags. Anything else that you want to seal in there as well, you can do that as well. But again, if make sure you have your oxygen absorbers in there as well. But like your rice and your pastas, you can get, like, in a 5-gallon bucket, guys, you can do 30 pounds of rice in a 5-gallon bucket. I know. So, and also don't forget your bay leaves. Put your bay leaves in there as well. The other important thing that you want to remember is you're going to want to put that in a freezer if you can for a week or two ahead of time before you vacuum seal everything. Kill all those bugs. So if you have a stand-up freezer, you got 100 pounds of rice, man, put it in there, leave it in there for a couple weeks, good to go. Then you vacuum seal it, you put it in that Mylar bag, your oxygen absorbers, your bay leaves, you're going to be good to go. You're looking at 30-year shelf life minimum on stuff like that. What do I use to seal them? Okay, you're going to love this, guys. I use a flat iron that I picked up at Walmart. That's how I seal the Mylar bag. So what I do is, and I've done videos on this, and I've showed you guys some of the videos. You put all the stuff in there. You got your bay leaves. You got your oxygen absorbers. And then you start folding it up, and you use that hot iron to seal the top of that. So you go across. You leave a little space at the end. You push out all the rest of that air out of that, and then you basically seal that other end, and that's how you do it. So it's a Walmart flat iron that cost me $25. And, the women used to straighten their hair out. That's it. And it works great. Absolutely works great. And the only thing I use it for, I really don't use it for curling my hair or straightening my hair out. Honest, I don't. But no, I just use it strictly for that. That's what it's for. Where do you buy your bags? Probably the best place to buy your bags would be online, guys. A lot of different places online. You can go to Amazon, those type of places. Go on there, check it out, and do it that way. Cast iron cookware is very important to have in SHTF. Survival Prepping 101 just said that. You are absolutely 100% correct. Having cast iron is huge. Great stuff to have. And guys, I'm telling you what, now is the season. Garage sale season's here. Get out there. Look on those garage sales. Hey, Amy Harvey, thank you very much. Growing medical herbs in a garden or even in a windowsill. Perfect. Very, very smart to do. Grow those medical herbs. Save them, dry them out, put them away. Very good to have. Very, very smart to do as well. Okay. So, yeah, definitely do that. But I was going back to garage sale season, guys. This is the time of year. Garage sales are here. Get out there. Shop around. You can get great deals on stuff. I mean, I picked up so much stuff from garage sales. It's crazy. Great stuff. Costco equals China overseas transport company. Walmart is China too. Yeah, I mean the prices are going to be going up as soon as China implements their tariffs on us as well. You know, it's going to be like I said, it's a little game that's going on. I think they should get it done pretty quickly because obviously China doesn't want to have all that 15% higher tariffs on all their imported goods, because that's a lot of goods coming into this country that are going to cost a lot more. And there's another $300 billion that Trump is also talking about adding tariffs, raising the tariffs to 25%. Heather Mary just said, go to thrift stores. Absolutely. Do I use a vacuum sealer? Yes, L. Gibson, I use a vacuum sealer. I have a vacuum sealer, and I also use the Mylar bag. So I use a combination of both. I like my vacuum sealer as well. It's another great way of storing stuff. You can break it down into smaller packages, so it works out really, really nice that way. The Mylar bags, you know, depending on what size bags you're getting, you're talking about, you know, for a full 5-gallon bucket, you know, like I said, you can do about 30 pounds of rice in there, about 24 pounds of beans, depending on what kind of beans you're putting in there. And like split peas, you can get a lot more of them. You get about 28 pounds of split peas, those type of things. So really, really good to have, good to do. Let's see. Stainless steel stuff is good too, with all the metal parts. Yeah, absolutely. Stainless steel is good to have too. I love cast iron just because it's really great to cook on, and really, really important. So Sue just said lamp oil, matches, and wicks as well. Absolutely. Get your lamps, guys. You can pick up, I've picked up lamps, you know, old school lamps at garage sales. You know, they cost a little bit more. Go to your antique places, get the oil lamps and stuff like that. You can pick up the oil for that pretty cheaply. It's not really that expensive. You want to make sure you have your wicks. I got a bunch of wicks as well that I use. I just found out today that I have raspberry bushes in my backyard. Awesome, Fran. Fran Coons just said that. That's very cool. Let them grow. Let them expand. They will just take over. They will absolutely take over. Will a water purifier work if we have chemical warfare? Yeah, that should still work. You know, again, it really, hopefully you're not at ground zero of an event like that, but, you know, it really depends on the fallout, where it's falling out, and those type of things. So the farther away that you can be from targeted areas, the better it's going to be. It's hard to find lamp oil now, but you can use K1 Carol. Well, like lamp oil, Pat Martinez just said that. You can get that still at Walmart. You can pick it up by the gallon at Walmart. They have them all over the place there. So I usually, a lot of times I'll go there, and if they have like 3, I'll pick up all 3 gallons. I'll do it all at once just because I like to have it on hand. And like I said, in that emergency situation, again, the biggest thing, guys, that I want you to remember, when SHTF happens, okay, when it happens, you're going to have what you have. And I want you to really think about that. I want you to sit down and think about that. Sit down in your house, look at what you have in your house right now. When SHTF happens, you are going to have what you are going to have. There's not going to be another trip to the store to go get more stuff. The only way that you're going to add more stuff later on is going to be either through bartering or going out, and I don't want to say raids, but you're going to be doing scouting missions and getting things from places that are abandoned. So that, and then that's dangerous at that point. So Sherry just said she picked up 2 gallons of lamp oil today at Walmart. Yeah, I mean, they have it. So, and there's a lot of different lanterns out there, guys, too. I mean, you can get the cheapy lanterns at Walmart. They cost like $6 or $7. They will work. You can get the old school lanterns. Like I said, they're there. They work as well. They don't have them at Walmart, but you get the old school lanterns if you can find those. And like I said, make sure you have the wicks. Make sure you have plenty of wicks. Crayons are another light source besides lamps. And yeah, they are. You can use crayons as well. You can use a tub of Crisco. Crisco will work as well, guys. So, Ecuador is a very prepper-friendly country. I've heard that. I've heard there's a lot of preppers that have moved down into that area. But again, it's like taking your weapons and stuff with you when you go to that type of situation. It's a little bit more difficult. So, those are things you got to think about as well. Guys, again, I hate to keep saying it, but if you could give me a thumbs up if you haven't already, I would appreciate it. It looks good for the channel. I like it too. It makes it, if we get a whole bunch of thumbs up, it's awesome. So I do appreciate it. How long will stored kerosene last? I think kerosene I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. I'm not sure what the shelf life is on kerosene, but I imagine that it's a long time because it's a different base from gasoline. Gasoline is treated differently. So everyone should be able to hunt and forage for wild plant edibles. Will just said that. You are absolutely right. The more things that you can learn in that type of stuff, trapping, setting snares, knowing your wild edibles, knowing your, medicinal wild plants as well. Again, I just talked about that the other day. Those are really, really important, guys. Really, really important. So the more information that you can get like that and learn it, get out there and practice it. You know what I mean? Go out in nature and say, okay, this is this, and this can be used for this, and try it, taste that, see if you like it. Because fiddleheads are popping up here. Yeah, fiddleheads are here right now too. They're out there right now, and so there's a lot. The Lost Ways is the Lost Ways book. Yep, Sherry just was talking about that. There's a lot of information. If you get that book, it gives you a lot of great information. There's a lot of books out there, guys, where you can go and you can get different information that's going to show you. Somebody talked about getting an app on your phone that's going to identify plants for you. Do that. Figure it out. Know that this plant is this plant is that, and work with that. It really makes a big difference. And it can be the difference between life or death. And so to me, it's like, how long is it going to take you to really do that type of stuff? Go out there for 10 minutes a day or less and just figure stuff out. It's really, really easy. Got my tea tonight. I'm drinking that. Miss Soxy just jumped up on the bed. Hey, L. Gibson, thank you for the donations. The new lamp oils are paraffin oils, so don't mix with old oils. Change out the wicks so it will still burn. Okay, well, thank you for that tip, and thank you for the donation as well. I appreciate that. The Lost Way Books Memories, great book. Laura, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Laea. I'm not sure how you say your name on, so I'm sorry. But yeah, the Lost Ways book, if you don't have that, that's one you should definitely have in your collection. Edible Plants of North America book. Again, good to have as well. If you can find stuff, and every time you drink tea, I get offended. Well, JJ, I'm sorry to hear that. Be offended then. That's funny. I like that. Good comment. But if you can get edible plants to your area of the country or your area of the world, that is definitely smart to do. So locally what's out there, what's edible, what plants are there that you can use for medicine and stuff like that. Let's see. I store a lot of cast iron and wood cookery books too. Mountain Girl just said that. That's cool. Nothing wrong with that. Like I said, I love cast iron. You guys, what I have up on my wall, guys, is only a portion of the cast iron that I have. I have a lot of cast iron. And I'm going to be honest with you, if I get out this summer and I'm garage sailing, and there's cast iron available, I will add more. That's just, I will not stop. I will continue to add cast iron. I will continue to add my other preps as well. Great deals at garage sales. I highly, highly recommend them. Oh, how to do stitches, Wolfang said. Asked in the past, and Little Prepper Lady brought it up on how to do stitches. We could do it. You know what? I can do a video on that down the road here. I could definitely show you guys. We could go over that. It's really, really not that difficult. You just have to have the right kind of needle, and it's a hook needle. It looks like a U. It looks like, kind of like that. And you just use that, and you could sew up wounds that way. So I just got a section cornbread skillet. Oh, that's very cool. Very, very cool. Also important, storing hygiene and medical equipment, case stuff. Yep, that'll be scarce. It'll be like hen's teeth. They're not going to be around. So the more medical stuff that you guys can have ahead of time on hand, it's going to make all the difference in the world as well. So there's a lot of stuff that you should have. The more medical supplies that you can have, guys, and hygiene supplies, toothpaste. And there's other ways to make toothpaste, I know. But if the more that you can have, being able to have soap, to be able to wash up, to be able to wash your hair, hydrogen peroxide, even though that has a shelf life that's only going to last so long, having those different things, an antibiotic, bacitracin, all those type of things. Here's a really, really important one, guys, and I'm going to talk about this too. Once SHTF happens, a lot of us are going to be out in the woods. You're going to be out traveling. You're going to be doing stuff. You're going to want this calamine lotion, okay? I probably got about 15 of these bad boys stashed away right now, all right? Very, very important to have, because you are going to get bug bites. You are going to get poison ivy, poison oak, poison sumac. You're going to have rashes. Things are going to happen. You're going to be walking, and stuff like that. Blood pressure cuff and a stethoscope. Very good, Greg. Yes, Greg Downing just said that. Question mark. Yes, you should have that. It's a great way to know if somebody's having issues and it's blood pressure related. So again, you could be talking about somebody that's overheated, okay, or hyperthermia, those type of things. Again, it's going to help with that. So you're going to see where to be able to regulate that person to try to help them. So yeah, they're very good to have. Everyone should have the correct needed for first aid kit and SHTF. When SHTF pops up, yeah, you got to have needles, guys. One of the things that sewing needles for just repairing clothes, having a lot of thread on hand, and it sounds silly, but good to have. Okay, again, if you can have, there's different things, little kits that you can buy that are basically miniature surgical kits if you have to do something like that, okay? Those are good to have. You can get them. I picked one up. My God, I don't even know if the site's still there anymore. I picked it up so long ago. I can't think of the name of the site, but any kind of preparedness site, guys, they will have those type of kits. And they're small. They're small kits. You can get the bigger kits. Having a bone saw. Okay, they sell bone saws at Walmart for deer and stuff like that. Well, guess what? That'll also work on a human. If you have to do an amputation because of gangrene or something to that effect, you're going to need a bone saw. All right, and it sounds terrible, but if you don't have a bone saw, what are you going to do? You're going to chop their leg off with an axe or their arm with an axe? So, having a bone saw is a really important thing as well. So, I mean, I would definitely recommend that. If I had to make an educated guess, when do I think stuff will truly go downhill for America? It's already started, guys. It could be that slow cut that happens, the death of 1,000 cuts. We are already on that path. It's already happening. You look day to day what is going on. We're being inundated every day on our borders, on the southern borders, with a tremendous amount of illegal immigrants coming into this country. And who's taking care of them? Taxpayers are taking care of them, okay? So, a lot of issues, a lot of things going on. We need platinum EBT cards. Yeah, right, exactly. That would be nice. I would love to have something like that where I could just go out and prep out like crazy. That would be awesome. But again, guys, in reality, there's a lot going on. It's like I said, it's the death by a thousand cuts. Everything, prices of things are going up, and it's easy to forget about, but it's really not. The Midwest, again, a lot of places out there are still not planting. They're still having flooding issues going on. So again, these things are happening. So, the price of food is going to do nothing but go up here in the near future. It's already started going up. So, look at the price of oil. $2.89 today I paid. I paid $2.89 here in New York. So if you guys, would you pay around in your different parts of the country? What am I going to use for an anesthetic for stitches, tooth pulling, etc. during SHTF? Again, with that type of stuff, guys, if you can make a still, you can use moonshine. Moonshine would be a great antiseptic. You can use vodka. You can use those type of things, again, to clean wounds and stuff like that. They will work, okay? So, again, if you can get somebody that knows how to get a still going, that's the way to do it too. And, grain alcohol, that will definitely, and even getting somebody half lit before you have to do what you have to do. We got $2.80 in Indiana. Let's see. We're just seeing what other people were saying here. I saw a few different prices. I saw somebody $2.93 in Michigan. Angelo Martinez is paying $4 a gallon. You got to be in California, Angelo. In Florida, they're $2.84. Let's see. What is SHTF? Shizzle hits the fan, and it's not shizzle. SHIT. $2.50 in Texas. Okay, $2.68 in Colorado. There. $3.29 in Utah. Wow. Michigan is $2.99. Mississippi $2.69. Yeah, so it just, prices are all over the place. I see here $2.79 in Ohio, $2.73 in South Carolina, $2.75 in Jersey, $3.87 California, Central Valley, $3.19 in Illinois. Yep. So yeah, the prices are going up and up and up, guys. Almost $5 a gallon in Canada. That's nuts. That is crazy. I know you guys pay a lot more up there. I know you guys in Europe pay a tremendous amount. $3.15 in Phoenix. Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, the prices are absolutely crazy, guys. So yeah, and again, that's never going to go down. It's just going to do nothing but continue to go up. So the best thing that we can do, if you can do it, stock up on excess gasoline. It's a good thing to have in SHTF as well. If you have a generator, those type of things. If you got 10 gallons of gas on hand, how long is that going to last you? So it's good to have gasoline on hand as well. Again, there's a lot of different things. I mean, you can use gas for a lot of different things as well if you have to. But again, it's good to have on hand. Kevin just said he always rotates out 10 to 15 gallons. I keep 60 gallons of gas on hand. I increased it last year by another 10. I used to keep 50. I increased it last year. I keep 60 gallons on hand at all times. $2.96 in Lower New York. Okay, Lori Austin just said that. Yeah, super glue can be used on cuts. It can be, but that's really not the way you want to go if you don't have to. How do I store my gas? The way I do it, I have like the 5-gallon gas cans, and I rotate them out every 6 months. Now I do have the stabilizer as well, which I can stabilize. I think I got the one container will stabilize up to 80 gallons. And then it'll be good for at least 2 years. But I don't do that. I just rotate every 6 months. But I do have the stabilizer as well, because when SHDF happens, I will use that at that point, because I'm not going to just burn through my gasoline at that point. I'm going to try to make it last as long as I possibly can. The biggest thing I'm going to tell you right now, for gas at that point, I would not be using it for the generator. I would save my gas for like the chainsaw and stuff like that, because you're going to be needing to have a tremendous amount of wood for burning to keep warm. And the longer that I could cut down trees and that type of stuff and buck them up with a chainsaw, the better it's going to be for us. So that's the way I would do it. And so, but the stabilizer is definitely a good thing to have. Again, I don't put it in it right now. Every 6 months, every April. So I just did it in April. I used all the gas that I had, either in the generator or I used it in my car. And then I just, as soon as one was empty, as soon as I used up that 5 gallons in that container, I would go right to the gas station and refill that one and put that back in. That goes back into the rotation. And then in October, I will do the same thing again. Absolutely do the same thing again. I use Band-Aids for wounds and slings. Together cover your mouth with smoke and use as a filter. Yeah, you know what? Having bandanas, guys, is a good thing to have as well. Bandanas, you can use those for a lot of different things. You could use that to cover up a wound as well. But, if it's really smoky or something like that, you can use that to help you with your breathing and stuff like that as well. Will the increase in the population living in poverty signal an SHTF event? You know what? That continues to happen on a daily basis. The middle class is really not the middle class anymore. They're more like the working poor now. So you have the extreme poor, basically the working poor, and then the ultra rich is what you have. The middle class is not like it used to be when I was growing up. When I was growing up, mom could stay home and dad worked, and you had enough money to survive, and you could have a decent sized family, and it was livable. Now you have to have mom and dad working, and you really have to think about, how many kids am I going to have? What can I afford? I know that when I was with my ex-wife, she had Josh already, and then we decided we were going to get pregnant, and when we found out it was twins, we knew that was it. We were going to have 3, and that was it. We were done, because of the expense of children. Kids are not cheap. So we made that decision at that point, that once she had the babies, either she was going to get her tubes tied or I was going to get a vasectomy. And so that's what we did. And, she had to have a C-section. So because of the C-section, they tied her tubes right there at that point in time. So that's what we did, because we were just, trying to be practical at that point. Sherry just said she's decided to have 2. Yeah, if you have 2 and they're healthy, that's great, but you have to be able to afford them. That's the biggest thing. Don't rely on the government to raise your kids, guys. Raise your own children. I'm going to give you an example, guys, of something, okay? Because my kids aren't here, so I can kind of talk more freely. My son has autism. Had I wanted to, he was diagnosed at 2.5. Had I wanted to, I could have got Social Security for Eddie all these years. All these years I could have got Social Security for Eddie. And I never did, because to me, it was my responsibility. He's my son, and I'm going to take care of my son. Now, when he turns 18, I may apply for Social Security for him then, so that he has his own money then, okay? Eddie will be with me till I die. So I'm trying to think ahead for when I'm gone, how he's going to be able to take care of. So if he has a little income from Social Security, and that's going to be his money, I'm not going to take his money, okay? But up to that point, when he turns 18, that's my responsibility, and that's the way I felt with it, and that's why I've done it the way that I have. I've always taken care of it. But that's just me. Everybody has a right to do whatever they want to, whatever they feel comfortable doing. If you're entitled to get it because your child has disabilities, go for it. But like I said, for me, you want to call it prideful, it was prideful. That's just the way I felt. I'm very, very old school, and that's just how I was raised. So I believe he will have to file between 18 and 21. Yeah, we're going to do it when he turns 18. So the twins will be 18 in October. So we're going to do it at that point. And I know it takes a while. I know it does. But, it's just, like I said, I'm trying to look out for him I mean, I'm not going to be here forever, so I can't think like that. I have to plan for him for when I'm gone, and that's what I'm trying to do. Jean's just said she uses Crisco oil for candles. Yeah, you can, or Crisco. Yeah, you can use that. That's a great way to do it. I'm going to tell you what, guys. I have some candles that I bought online. It's a liquid candle, and it's got, I think they're 100-hour candles, and it's in a plastic thing, and it's got, it's a clear liquid, and it's got the wick, and those will burn for 100 hours. And I picked up 12 of them at the time. Was a case. So I picked up a case of those, and I put those away, and they're just sitting there waiting for the day that I need them. So, again, preparation, if you just do things kind of methodically, it'll happen. It's amazing how much stuff you will end up having, in a very, very short time. But so, again, I'm going to ask people again for a thumbs up if you haven't done it already. I do appreciate it, guys, because I know people come in and out. So I just wanted to ask that again from you guys. I tried working ground today, still too wet to get in my fields. I'm not going to mud up my. Yeah, you can't. If you can't get the crops in, you can't get them in. It's tough right now with that. Again, let me say this again for probably the 100th time. I've had a lot of people say to me, "Why don't you have your garden in yet?" In New York, we don't plant our garden until May 31st, Memorial Day weekend. Okay, so we wait because of the weather. We just had, a night the other night. It was 38 degrees the other night. So that's why we do it that way. So Memorial Day weekend, or maybe that week, depending on what the weather's going to be, I do plan on getting my garden in. Okay. I'm not going to expand it this year. I'm going to keep it the way it is. I may do a couple raised beds. I'm not 100% sure yet, but we're definitely going to be working on that. So that is the game plan. But just so you guys know, I definitely will have a garden again this year. I got a couple ideas of other things that I want to try to do. So we're just going to kind of go from there. Yeah, Vaseline wiped on a cotton ball makes a good fire starter. You're absolutely right. It works awesome. And I've used that for years. In my bug out bag, I have a small plastic container, like maybe this big, loaded with Vaseline, and it's got cotton balls in there, and that is what is used for. Dryer lint will be great as well. With the dryer lint, what you do with that, the best way to do it with the dryer lint, you take an old egg carton, the egg carton after you've eaten your eggs, you put the dryer lint in each one of those things, and then you put melted wax on there. Another great way to do fire starting. So again, that's just another option that you can use. But again, the cotton balls with Vaseline. Vaseline is obviously oil-based. It will burn for a long time. I've used that in the winter before, and it works absolutely fantastic. So, that's definitely a way to do it. Oh, yeah, somebody just said use empty toilet paper rolls. Again, that can work as well, and you can use it that way. But if you use the egg cartons, you just got a small little thing then, and you can break all those up, and there you go. You got 12 of them. So it's a really easy way to do it as well. Bury seeds and bulbs in mason jars so you can start a garden. Will just said that. That's good advice. I've talked seeds a lot, guys. I have a ton of seeds, and great thing to have. Very, very sensible. Very, very smart to do. So definitely have your seeds. Be ready to use them. Know how to use them. Know how to germinate them. Again, practical practice. I talk about that a lot, but the more you get out there and the more you do things hands-on, the more comfortable you're going to be doing it. The time to learn is not after SHTF. The time to learn is now, when it is not life and death. When it's life and death, it's going to be much, much more difficult at that point. Okay, so definitely, yeah, and buy heirloom. Yep, that's the way to go. Not hybrid. You're right, because with the heirloom seeds, you can harvest the seeds and you can use them again. The hybrid seeds do not work that way. So that's, definitely keep that in mind. Okay. So I use my handheld torch with 1 pound propane bottle. Oh, that'll work too. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Robert, you're probably not that far from me. If you're in the Northeast in New York, you're probably not that far from me. If you want, shoot me an email, preppernurse1@yahoo.com. Give me your number. I'll give you a call, Robert. Okay? All right. So anyway, guys, it's already that time. We're already past the time, actually. But we're going to go ahead and jump off of here for right now. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I hope everybody's safe. Look for us on Sunday. Little Prepper Lady will be joining me. We are going to be doing the UFO talk on Sunday, starting at 8. It's going to go to at least 9:30, may go to 10, depending on how we're interacting. And, we'll talk about possibly doing call-ins as well. Maybe we'll do that night. We'll see what happens. But I think that'll be cool. I think we'll have a lot of fun with that. It's a lot of good information out there. And so I think that'll be a lot of fun that night. So we're looking forward to doing that. Again, on Sunday, Little Prepper Lady will be announcing what she's going to be doing for her giveaway. Like I said, she just hit 500 subscribers. So again, if you want to go check her channel out again, please go check that out and subscribe to her. Give her some love. Anyway, guys, remember, we are all in this together. That's important to remember. Tomorrow, and remember also, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. So to tell the people that you care about every day how you feel, that's really, really important, okay? Also remember, guys, STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is you. Nobody else can stop you, okay? So I hope everybody has a great night. Stay positive. Stay away from negativity, and you're going to be just fine. And keep prepping, guys. Scary times ahead. Just stay focused. Don't do it out of fear. Just stay prudent and stay working at things, okay? I will see you guys tomorrow, and have a great night. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.